Alright, well, I'm going to be talking to you today about how to choose the right martial art for you. What is a martial art? A martial art is actually a fighting system used to help people with self-defense. It's also used as an art form in multiple countries, as well as techniques for war, and it is also a lifestyle. You can do this as a lifestyle, generally not in US, as we have too many time commitments. But in other countries, they actually have schools where you go there for the entire time of your life. And you stay there overnight, you practice 24 hours a day. No matter what you're doing the martial art. Now, first thing you have to do when you're trying to decide on martial art is you need to find your reasons why you're doing it. For instance, some people do it for self-discipline or just to get that kind of ability to be able to control what's going on in a situation. Also, another reason is strength and health. Most people get involved with martial arts because it's a great way to get in shape, it's a great way to get fit, it's a great physical activity. And the most common reason for signing up for martial art is self-defense. It is a great way to learn how to defend yourself in almost any situation. And the other reasons are for art form and, yes, believe it or not, for the uniforms. Now, the other thing you need to think about is you need to think about your body. Your body type can determine a lot about what martial art you compete in. For instance, if you're taller, have longer legs, a martial arts style involving kicks, such as Taekwondo or karate, might actually be a better fit for you than other sides. If you're short and you're more of a top-heavy person, more built on the upper part of your body, but you don't quite have as much leg strength, you may want to consider martial arts like boxing or martial arts involving weapons. Now, another thing you have to consider is how mobile are you, how fast can you move, how agile you are. That is a big factor into your decision, and as well as flexibility. Now, you have to decide what type interests you. Are you interested in a formal martial art where you have to abide by certain traditions, certain policies and rules? Or are you more into an informal kind of a training where you don't have to be very formal about it, you can just show up, do it, and leave? There's also traditional arts versus mixed martial arts. Traditional arts are more steeped in traditions, they're historically based, they have a very long time running, versus mixed martial arts, which is more of a common event, such as Haju Kenpo out in California in the US, is a mixed martial art combining multiple fighting styles to create a successful form of street fighting. Also, you have to consider soft contact versus hard contact. In a soft contact martial art, you're redirecting your opponent's energy in order to knock them off balance or in order to take advantage over an opponent, versus hard contact, which is where you are striking your opponent, hitting them, kicking them, etc. Now, this is a list of martial arts from most formal to least formal. The most formal martial art is Kendo, which is a Japanese sword fighting style, and it's very, very steeped in tradition. You always have to be formal, always have to do everything directly to code. And as you work down your list, it gradually gets less and less formal. And the least formal is obviously boxing, kickboxing. And those you can just basically sign up anywhere. They have them at your local YMCA, etc. Now, what other extras interest you? Are you interested in things like weapons training? Are you interested in competing in competition? Because if you're interested in competition, there are multiple martial arts such as karate, taekwondo, boxing, kickboxing that all offer this as a competition. Or if you're interested in weapons training, there's Aido, Kali, there's Eskrima, there's tons of options out there for weapons as well. Now, I'm going to provide a brief overview here of several different martial arts styles. The first martial arts style I'd like to talk about is Aikido, which is a martial arts style specializing in throwing. Its idea is to take your opponent's force and use it against them to throw them off balance or to knock them away from you and push them away from you. Boxing came from Greece. It was a fist contact based sport involving the majority just solely punches. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is another more common martial art currently, and the idea is to use leverage techniques on the ground in order to take advantage over your opponent and to knock them out. Oh. Okay, well, it skipped over the slide there, but this slide was for Capoeira, which is a Brazil acrobatics-based martial art consisting, basically, it's a dance. Very artistic and very beautiful to watch. This picture is showing Eskrima and Kali, which is a weapons-based fighting style from the Philippines using sticks and other weapons, gradually working up to swords and then to open hand combat. Aido is a Japanese martial art consisting of sword drawing. It is the art of drawing a sword. So basically all you do is you'd have very artistic formatting in order to draw your sword, and you do 1 or 2 strikes and that's it. Kung Fu, obviously the most well-known martial art, very strongly steeped in tradition, very strongly spiritual-based values, involving a lot of meditation techniques. Ninjutsu is the style of the ninja, which is basically using tactile strikes, things like that that you can't really see or tell that are coming. Also Taekwondo, which is basically completely directed around kicks, and that is a Korean-based martial art form. And I've provided on this next slide a list of martial arts schools in the area of Fargo-Moorhead. We have multiple Taekwondo studios. We also have an Aido studio and a Kaido studio, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Hapkido, and the last 3 are all karate studios. And that's all.